Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dominion Online Championship 2019, Week 4. So we're down to the last 16. Down to the last 16. And these are the results from round 4. RTT was pushed to a Game 7, our top seed. Pushed to a Game 7, but managed to prevail. JSH is out. Freaky beat him 4-2. Sycomatic, well, we knew this a long time ago, since last week. Ozpond beat Marcus Sin, we also knew that. Cider is out at the hands of Dr. Steelhammer, so Dr. Steelhammer progresses. Dan Brooks, 2017 championship, 4-0 to N.A. Smith. Smith is a good player, but I didn't expect 4-0 from Dan. I didn't look at the game, I don't know what happened, but hopefully he puts up the video soon. Scumpy is out to Element Mario 222. So again, for second year running, Element Mario gets to top 16. So it's very consistent results for them. Sam is true to the round after Game 7 to round of 16. Getting rid of E Honda. So that was obviously going to be very close, what we expected it to be, and it turned out to be. A Moffett managed to get past Brian again, another 4-3 finish. So lots of those happening now. It's almost as though all of these are good players. Tracer unfortunately leaves us, but in round of 32, that's a much better representation of his skill, I think. To the 10th seed too. So, and again in a Game 7, Mercury, boiling point of Mercury, is still there. Finalist from 2017, 4-2. Seprix 4-1. DG 4-0. I didn't expect that as well from DG. Mick recorded this game, Mick Seanock. And this happened 4-0. And the last year as well, the game Mick recorded with DG, which is themselves. DG also lost. So I think in the future, DG, don't let Mick record your games. Obviously a joke, right? J Nails gets past Haka 4-1. Apparently Haka said he lost 2 times to money strategies from J Nails. I didn't see the kingdoms. Maybe it was the way to go, I don't know. Johns knocking out our biggest upset from round 3. Gem Claus 3.5 to 1.5, and Dingan progressing fairly easily against Games with 3.5 to 1.5. So we're into the final 16. These are the matchups to look forward for. I don't think anyone's played yet. RTT has to play Dingan. Sammy has to play A Moffett. Close on seed. Heron has to play Osbond. Seprix has to play Dr. Steelhammer. Freaky against Johns. Element Mario 2-2-2. Can Element Mario go one better than last year? Last year we met Element Mario in the round of 16 against Chashu, Sycomatic against Nails, N.A. Smith against Boiling Point of Mercury. So all of these are eagerly anticipated by myself. We'll see how it goes. There's one other piece of information that changed. I mentioned it last week, and this week it's effective. Donald X has changed the rules for some of the cards, notably the shapeshifter cards, as he called them, the ones that copy things in the supply. So for example, Band of Misfits, Overlord, Inheritance, and things like that. There are other cards that received slight word changes. So I see on the list here: Lantern, Death Card, Pillage, Embargo. Those are mostly just wording changes, I think. I don't think it affects how we understand how those cards work. I can read them out for you if you like. Lantern says border cards you reveal 3 cards and discards 2. It takes all 3 being actions to take the horn. Death card says you may trash this 1 action card from your hand for 5 coin. When you gain this, gain 2 ruins. Pillage, trash this. If you did, gain 2 spoils, and each other player with 5 or more cards in hand reveals their hand, discards a card that you choose. Embargo, trash this. If you did, add an embargo token to a supply. A big change though was procession. Procession now only works on non-duration, non-command cards, I think. Non-duration, non-command cards. So we'll get into what command cards are. Command cards are what Donald X is now calling the shapeshifters, basically. Oh, I think procession still works on them. But the command cards are now Band of Misfits, Overlord. Inheritance is effectively a command card, and Captain changed to command. So he changed all of these cards to work more like how Captain and Necromancer work. So if you're familiar with those, then you can take that idea and apply it to Band of Misfits, to Overlord, and to Inheritance as well. So the idea with Necromancer is that Necromancer looks through the bin, the trash, finds an action, it plays it, it leaves the action in the trash, but it plays it as though it's from there, as though it's in play, right? And then you get the effect of whatever it says to play there. So that's how Necromancer works. That's how Captain works. Captain says now, and the start of your next turn, play a non-duration, non-command action card from the supply, costing up to 4, leaving it there. So you leave it in the supply, you play it. I think now the reason also why he changed embargo and pillage and whatnot, so that if like Captain copies embargo, the embargo token won't go on a supply because you didn't trash embargo. You know, Captain just played the embargo, that first part. So this is, I think, the reason for changing those things and for changing this as well, so that all the shapeshifters behave in a consistent way. Band of Misfits, play a non-command action card from the supply that costs less than this, leaving it there. Play a Overlord. Now it says action command, right? So Courtier, for example, likes this now because there's a second type for whatever that's worth. Play a non-command action card from your supply, costing up to 5, leaving it there. Inheritance, set aside a non-command action card from your supply, costing up to 4. Move your estate token to it. And now a big change with Inheritance is that before you used to see the estates change art and whatever on client, and they would have the types of that card. So if you inherited Conspirat, that's a bad example, inherited some duration card, it would read now action, victory, duration at the bottom, and there would be some nice green orange art, and you might see the picture of amulet on it or something. But now you won't see any of that. Your estates are just estates until you play them. You can play them, and then you play them as though they were the card that you set aside from the inheritance. So play the card with your estate token, leaving it there. That's how it works. That's how inheritance now works. So it's basically the same idea as the command. So estates are still estates. When you play them, you play the card with the estate token on it, right? And Captain is now action, duration, command. Now at the start of your turn, I read that already. Play a non-duration, non-command action card. So the changes are now live, and I think they'll be effective for the round of 16 going forward. I'm not sure if Procession says non-duration and non-command, but I don't think it says non-command. I think it just says non-duration, which obviously takes away some targets from Procession. Obviously takes away from some targets, but it's okay. We'll have to get used to these new rules, and there's reasons for this. He's not just making these changes arbitrarily to shake up the game. This to make things a bit more consistent and a bit more understandable and easy for people playing. All the shapeshifters behave the same way now, and the reason for the non-duration part on Procession was that keeping track of that was a bit of an issue. So if you do procession caravan, like which procession stays outside, because some processions get trashed and then you gain something, and then the caravan gets trashed, but then you have to keep a procession in play. It wasn't clear to me at all how that would work, but now he just removes that problem entirely by saying, look, you can't call it on you can't use it on duration cards. You cannot use it on duration cards. Oh, there's one more change too, important change about this lose track rule. If you're not familiar with it, if for example, cards went into the discard and you wanted to pick them up, if they were covered up by other cards, you couldn't do that because you lost track of the card. You don't know where it is, which I thought was kind of dumb. But it's changed now. It's very good. So if you do something, gain a border village mid-turn, right? You gain a border village on a hunting party. So you gain the border village first, then you put the hunting party over it in your discard pile. And you want to pick up the border village, I don't know, with Watchtower or something. Put it into on top of the deck, right? Or you want to use your cargo ship on it or something. Now you can do it. You just look through it because you know, everyone knows you bought a border village is there. Just because the top card is hunting party doesn't mean your border village isn't there. It doesn't mean we forgot about it. So now that has changed too, which I like a bit. Sort of like, come on, man. It's just order matters, and it's not a case where it has to matter. You know, it's not like a huge test of skill or something. So those are the bulk of the changes. Those are the bulk of the changes. Right? Those are the bulk of the changes. There's one more change here. I'm not sure exactly what this means. You can gain non-supply cards when called out. So when a card tells you to gain a non-supply card by name, you can gain it from its pile, even though it's not in the supply. So I don't know if Jester works like that, but I don't think Jester works because you have to call the non-supply card by name. Right? So that doesn't seem to be that big of a change. The biggest change, honestly, is the shapeshifters. The shapeshifters, for example, they all work like Necromancer and Captain now. I think that's the big takeaway. The big takeaway from the rules change and the errata. And the lose track thing is mildly impactful for me too, anyway. Right, yeah, so I can't find any more information on the procession. I guess we could just check the card. Let me go check the card. Let's check the card together. Let's check the card. So I think, what do we have to do to check cards? Familiar cards. Where is that? Dark Ages. Where is procession? P. Procession. Yeah, so it just says non-duration. You can play command cards. Just says non-duration. Let's go look at Overlord. Here's one. Non-command, hooray, and this is now action command. So like that, these are the big changes. Alright, so that's all for news for today. Looking forward to coming back next week and seeing who's left in the round of 16. We will definitely have a new, unique champion because Mick is out. Dan is out this week too. So one of these 16 will be our 2019 champion, sorry. Who will it be? Alright, that's all for me for this week. Thank you for watching. It's a bit late because yesterday was a holiday, and you know, holidays are important things. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you.